Welcome everyone to the new show of Talk with Bajaj podcast. And today we have with us Dr. Anju. Dr. Anju is an inspiring lady for me and she always guides us. Today we are going to discuss on a wonderful topic. And about Dr. Anju, I want to say Anju Pradhan, she is doctor and educator by profession, a Toastmaster by passion, a Rotarian for service. She has 15 years of experience, 16 years of experience as a pathologist, publishing more than 35 papers in various peer-reviewed and index journals with a particular interest in cytopathology, liver pathology. She has had exposure training in Bangkok, Thailand, Geneva, Switzerland. She has presented papers at national and international conferences. She has served in capacity of various academic posts. She has received multiple awards and really she is a district award chair at District 41 and also a wonderful Rotarian Toastmaster, public speaker. And she always balances her life from spirituality, profession. And today we have with us Dr. Anju and we are going to discuss on a wonderful topic which is very exciting one and new to me as well about pathology. So welcome Dr. Anju on this show and we are looking forward for this discussion. So you can tell our
Thank
audience
you so
about
much,
yourself.
Sweta, for having me here.
Thank you so much. So Anjuji, I want to know from you like what is your journey? Because I know you are into multi-talented woman. You always inspire everyone. I want to know about your journey from your mouth. Like you can share everyone.
Thank you, Shweta, for this opportunity. As you all have already heard about me from her, I am a pathologist, a doctor by profession. I completed my bachelor's degree in 2001 and I completed my MD in pathology in 2008. And since then, I've been working in the Department of Pathology at Pipi Korala Institute of Health Sciences, Dharan. It is a city in Nepal. At the moment, I am the additional professor in the department. I am also the coordinator of Health Professions Education Department and also a spokesperson of the institute. So this is about my profession. And besides that, yeah, I am a Toastmaster, a Rotarian, and yeah, that's it.
And you are a doctor by profession, pathology. Today we are discussing all about pathology. So I want to know from you, like how you choose this field, pathology, like why it interests you in your early career.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Since you asked about my journey was not set for pathology. My father was also a doctor. He was a family physician. And I've always seen him wearing his stethoscope and treating his patients. My dream was to treat patients, wear a stethoscope like him, a white coat like him, and treat patients. Therefore, I always wanted to take general medicine as my career. But fate had different plans for me. When I gave my entrance exam for my MD pathology, my marks were a little bit like there are a lot of process by which we will be selected for different subjects. And I was selected for pathology. I said, no, I'm going to give exam next year, but I'm not going to choose pathology. Because I've grown up seeing my father treat patients. And I also wanted to wear that stethoscope and treat patients. But I was persuaded to take pathology. And today, I think that was the best gift I could ever have. I'm happy becoming a pathologist. So you can see that there was a very wonderful twist in my wish and today what I am. So that is how I turned up becoming a pathologist.
Oh, nice. So I want to know more about this, like this field. Some people, like you say, everyone want to be a doctor in some time, and they want to know what is pathology because someone it is like new field for some people. So what is pathology?
Before that, let me tell you all that whenever we think of a doctor or we talk about a doctor, we have that image in our mind. Someone wearing a stethoscope and going and treating doctors. But in the field of medicine, doctors are of various types. There are doctors who treat patients. There are doctors who cut open the required part of our body and do surgery on them. There are doctors like us who work in the lab and provide reports. Therefore, pathology, if we say it in Hindi or in Nepali, it's called Bikriti Bigyan. Let me go into a simple form. Our body is made up of different parts, right? If we see at the smallest particle, then we are made up of various millions and trillions of cells, right? So these cells, single cells, come together and form tissue. These tissue come together and form organs. Organs like our heart, our lungs, our stomach, and so on. And the job of pathologist is to find if there are any abnormalities in our cells, tissues, and organs. There are, first we have to understand the normal anatomy and histology. So these words might be difficult for you all, for the non-medical person to understand, right? But for example, let's consider anything. We'll say that, oh, that building is abnormal, right? Or we can say that, oh, that particular animal is looking abnormal. So whenever we point out and say abnormal to something, first we have to know what is normal. Okay? So we have to know normal. After knowing the normal, then only we can understand whatever the abnormalities is going on in anything or in any person, right? So our job as pathologists is to find out these abnormals, whatever are happening in our body, and give report that this thing is abnormal, that you need to get treated. So that is our job, to find out the abnormalities happening in our body and provide report to the patient, which the patient takes to the treating doctor, and the treating doctor will treat the patients depending on the report, the diagnosis that we give. I hope I've tried to simplify it. I hope I have made it understandable to all.
Absolutely, indeed. So, like, if you say you just check out what abnormalities in the body are, and
Mhm.
like what kind of abnormal, like you can a little bit more and more elaborate on that.
Okay. Let me give you a few examples, because in pathology, we have three different major units. We have, I will translate all the difficult terms that you are going to hear.
No worries.
Let me start by talking about histopathology. Histopathology, or in simple words, people will know what is a biopsy. For example, someone has stone in gallbladder.
Mhm.
Then take out the gallbladder from the body. Now, the gallbladder that is taken out from the body has to come to pathologist, and we as pathologists will examine the organ. Gallbladder is an organ. So we will examine the organ from the outer look. We will first weigh the organ. We will measure the organ, whether it is normal, because each and every organ, it has its normal weight and size. So we'll first look whether the weight is normal, whether the size is normal, and whether the outer covering is normal. Okay. And see, both of us have a very clear skin at the moment, right? But if we had pimples, then we will have some lumps and bumps on our skin. So that is how we see at the organ. If we see a gallbladder, pitta ki thali je bolte, can you understand what is a gallbladder or an appendix, whatever the appendix? So we will examine the organ. Okay? And if there are any abnormalities in the outer surface, then we cut the organ. Kaatne ke baad, when we open it, we have to examine the inner part also. We examine the inner part and after that, everything will be recorded and small sections will be taken from the organ. Or there will be this process. Let's not go into detail. And then we will finally examine that organ under the microscope. Okay? And under the microscope, we will see one is the outer look. एक बार वो organ आता है, we will look at the outer part and another examination will be under the microscope. A microscope after we examine, we will see whether there are any abnormalities or not. Okay? Like what kind of disease is there? Usually gallbladder में inflammation, infection दिखाई देता है और appendix में भी inflammation नहीं होता है. Sometimes you take out, if you have noticed कि जब बीमार पड़ते जब ये जुकाम होते तो some glands over here gets enlarged. So sometimes those glands when biopsy means the process of taking out the organ, examined under the microscope, then tuberculosis bhi ho sakta hai. So when we examine the organ, it can be tuberculosis. Sometimes, most of the times it is tuberculosis or it is cancer. For example, the surgeons will take out some organ and after we examine, then we find cancer in it. Okay? So ये सब जो डिजीज होता है कि ट्यूबरकुलोसिस हुआ, कुछ सिंपल इन्फेक्शन और इन्फ्लामेशन हुआ, फिर कैंसर, तो कैंसर भी अगर है तो किस टाइप का, which type of cancer, and after knowing the type of the cancer, which stage of cancer. So that is our job, to find out any disease that is present in the cells, tissues and organs, and to say if it is cancer, to also specify which stage the cancer is in. ये हुआ histopathology. Histopathology यानी कि biopsy जो लेते हैं, कुछ भी, whatever the surgeons do surgery and take out the organ, all of those organs should be submitted to pathology, and we as pathologists will have to examine those tissues and give our report, as give our diagnosis, what type of disease the patient is having. ये एक तरफ का हुआ और दूसरा होता है साइटोपैथोलॉजी. साइटोपैथोलॉजी में हिस्टो में, बायोप्सी में हम लोग टिश्यूज और ऑर्गन्स को देखते हैं. साइटोपैथोलॉजी में हम लोग देखते हैं सेल्स को, जो सिंगल सेल्स बनाते हैं टिश्यूज और ऑर्गन्स को. आप लोगों ने नोटिस किया होगा या नहीं किया होगा, sometimes you might have seen some lumps in people's bodies. So lumps anywhere lumps. Okay. Even you might have seen goiter. इसको हिंदी में क्या बोलता है, ये जब नेक में बड़ा सा ये और thyroid gland बढ़ जाता है. Okay. Sometimes you might have also noticed some lumps people carrying over here. Anyway, so these visible lumps, first उसको एग्जामिन करना पड़ता है. तो हम लोग नीडल लेते हैं, नीडल से उधर से सेल्स को निकालते हैं और उसको माइक्रोस्कोप में एग्जामिन करते हैं. इसको फाइन नीडल एस्पिरेशन बोलते हैं. तो उसको फाइन नीडल एस्पिरेशन बोलते हैं और उसको उससे सेल्स को निकालते और एग्जामिन करते हैं. बेसिकली अगेन वी विल गिव डायग्नोसिस कि वो लंप किस चीज का है और कौन सी डिजीज है. और सिर्फ लंप को निकालने से होगा या फिर एंटायर जो सराउंडिंग ऑर्गन है उसको निकालना पड़ेगा. सो दिस इज साइटोपैथोलॉजी. और दूसरा होता है साइटोपैथोलॉजी में कि बॉडी में लंग्स में और हार्ट के बाहर में और पेट में कैविटीज होते हैं, छोटा सा कैविटीज होते हैं। कैविटीज में नॉर्मली थोड़ा सा फ्लूइड रहता है, वो पानी जैसा फ्लूइड रहता है। तो कुछ डिजीज वो पानी को बढ़ाता है, तो उसको देयर बी अ लॉट ऑफ फ्लूइड अकोमुलेशन, और उस पानी को भी हम लोग एग्जामिन करते हैं साइटोपैथोलॉजी में। Finally coming to the last one. Okay, I know it's been a long, you might have been wondering, but it's really, really important to know what your doctor does to you. Okay, और blood, फाइनली हम हेमाटोपैथोलॉजी बोलते हैं, उसमें हम लोग ब्लड एग्जामिन करते हैं, और ब्लड एग्जामिन करके ब्लड डिजीजेस देखते हैं। खून की कमी है, किस कारण से है, ब्लड कैंसर है, कौन सी ब्लड कैंसर है और कौन सी स्टेज में है। सो दीज आर द थिंग्स वी एज पैथोलॉजिस्ट डू एग्जामिन। और आप लोगों को क्यों, यू माइट बी थिंकिंग कि आप लोग डॉक्टर के पास गए और डॉक्टर आप लोगों को लिख के दिया कि ये टेस्ट करके लाओ, एंड यू माइट थिंक कि व्हाई इज द डॉक्टर asking us to do so many tests, why can't the doctor treat directly? हमको ऐसे तुरंत दवाई देना चाहिए ना, क्यों इतना ज्यादा टेस्ट कर रहे हैं? ओके, सो दिस इज द इम्पोर्टेंस कि ये सब एग्जामिन करके जो रिजल्ट आता है, जो डायग्नोसिस आता है, उसी के हिसाब से डॉक्टर ट्रीट करते हैं, आई मीन द क्लिनिशियंस ट्रीट करते हैं।
Right. And it's very important too, because first we have to need to understand what is the root problem. Then we have to treat over that root problem.
Exactly.
So
You
yeah,
got my point.
absolutely. So my question here is like, here, whoever is listening, maybe some are doctors, maybe some are general audience. So if someone is having pain in their, for example, thyroid, or if someone is having vomit of blood, so if that scenario, in the initial phase, something is there, right? That's why the person is doing the vomit of blood. So in that case, what you suggest? If any person is in initial phase, at what time they must be concerned that now I have to go and check with pathologist that what is the issue in my body? So
Okay. That's a very good question, and everyone should understand this thing. Whenever we are in trouble, whenever we feel something wrong is going in our body, and we should not wait until we become severe. For example, flu जो होता है, cough और ये running nose जो होता है, ये people usually ignore. And these are small minor disease that we can have, but sometimes this minor disease you don't know, because even in COVID we can have just running nose and mild cough. However, if the symptoms go for longer than 2 or 3 days, I'm not a clinician, but the clinicians can tell you better on this part. But my suggestion is, whenever you feel that something wrong is happening in your body, then you should go and meet a clinician. Okay, whether it is mild symptom or whether it is severe symptom, you'll not wait till severe. Okay? Whenever you feel something is wrong, you go to the clinicians, and the clinicians will examine you. Clinicians will ask you, what is your problem? Like, after hearing your story, the clinicians will examine your body. Okay? Wherever your problem is, the clinician, if you are coughing out blood, you are vomiting blood, and the clinicians will examine your chest, your heart. Okay, if you have pain in your knees, the clinician will examine your knees. So whatever it is, the clinicians will examine you. After examinations, the clinicians will think that something is wrong, because we doctors are trained in that manner. Okay, so hearing your symptoms and after examining, the clinicians will know what test to order. Okay? And after the clinicians will order the test, then the patients will come to the lab, give the report, give the specimen, whatever required, and those specimens will be examined by the pathologist. Okay? And the patients will not come directly in contact with the pathologist. So this is it. My suggestion to everyone out there, whenever you feel something wrong is happening with your body, immediately go and see your doctor. Even it is a mild flu, doesn't matter. Meeting a doctor is like, just knowing what your problem is. And after that, knowing that you have mild problem, then that will be the most happiest thing for you, right? Until you wait for getting uh, into severity. So ये करना चाहिए.
And
And there's another information that I want to give is that today we are talking about pathology.
mhm.
In laboratory, there are other departments which will be looking into your body specimens, but for some other reasons. Like there is a separate department called biochemistry. There is a separate department called microbiology. Microbiology will be looking into all the microorganisms that can be present in your body specimens. Biochemistry will be looking into all the problems, the metabolic disorders and other things. Like if you have diabetes, then it's the biochemist. If you have some renal problem in your blood, like a renal function test, liver function test, and those lipid profiles and glucose level, those are the biochemist. Myself as a pathologist, I'm talking about the things that we do. Okay, so you can ask me further.
Right. And it's important that we understand the deep details that first, if whatever problem we have, if you think it is can become severe symptom for any severe problem, so just check out with the doctor. That is the first step everyone must need. But what happens sometimes, Anju sister, I have found out that anyone, if small problem is there, like doctor is like, very not affordable, like sometimes like, oh, it's like so price, I do not want to go to the doctor. Why to waste my money? I can use my own, home remedies and everything. So these things happen generally, and we avoid in starting, and when we go there, maybe it's late. Sometimes if you mentioned cancer stages are there, sometimes stage last is there, sometimes stage 2 is there. So this happen generally. So like my next question is, if someone want to do home treatments, okay, so but what you suggest, like reading materials or any some sources they must guide, you want to guide them before doctor, okay, you want some free your own thing, but what you suggest for them, those people?
Okay, this is difficult for me because even myself, being a
Yeah.
doctor,
Yeah.
I do home remedies as well.
Okay.
We have to do it because, see, everything is in the nature,
Mhm.
and this nature, whatever you find in the nature, is there to help us, right? We don't directly have to go and take some medicine. Home remedies do work, and I do it myself also. If I have running nose, my mother will run and bring um, honey ginger, lemon water, or whatever it is. So these are things that we can do at home,
Mhm.
and you should be doing that. Nature is there to help us. Nature is there to cure us. And however, doing all these things, these are for simple flus and uh, simple diseases.
Mhm.
But you should not wait for more than uh, at least, I will say, 3 days. And if the symptoms get severe, okay. Even when you take doctor's medicine, you can do your home remedies. Okay? If it is these simple things like drinking honey, lemon, ginger, and some simple, whatever it's there in your kitchen or if it's there in your garden. But please do not consume herbs that people recommend. Herbs means, I don't know what you call it in Hindi, but in Nepali, it's jari buti.
Mhm.
Okay? People sell a lot of jari buti on the road in some shops like that. Until unless you don't know, if it is not specified, if it is not written in label, do not consume these things. Except for something that you have it in your kitchen and in your garden, do not consume these jari butis.
Yeah.
right? Because some jari-boutis, some of these products are harmful for health. But if you want to have that cup of honey, lemon, ginger, and other things, please do have it. But ultimately, see the doctor. The doctor might tell you it's simple flu. You don't need to worry. Go back home, take your home remedies, or if you are in pain, take one simple paracetamol tablet that will help you. Then that's the best thing that you can do to yourself.
Right. And if I ask you another question, like as you mentioned, you are education, medical educationalist. So what
Yes.
it is about, like how you are doing this, and also your spokesperson as well. So
Mm.
what is your role in this field, like in this area?
Medical educationalist or educationist
Right.
is someone who deals with the academic process in medical schools. I work in a medical school, academic organization. Therefore, we have lots of MBBS students, MT students, BDA students, nursing students, the technical students, lots of things, because we are health professionals. And anything, we need to teach them to become a good doctor or to become a good health professionals. But to help them come out as excellent healthcare workers, we have to teach them appropriately. So to teach appropriately, we need to teach the doctors or teach the teachers how to teach properly. And as medical educator, is to tell the doctors or teach the doctors how to teach properly. Is to
Thing I really appreciate here that educationalists can guide students in right direction, because nowadays if medical sector we can see, or any sector, students must need proper guidance from experts who are working in real life, in real field work, like where they can do better, because there is always a scope for betterment in every field. So in pathology or in any doctor field, there must be, like, people who come forward. If they are working in this field, they come forward to teach students. That's why I just asked question, and you are wonderful, you have explained it. What is your role? So, Dr. Anju, like whenever you see yourself as a doctor, it is a big, huge responsibility, right? So, you have a responsible roles. You playing the roles of mother. You are playing a role of like Rotary Club, and you are playing a role in Toastmaster, and also a doctor as a, and also a teacher, or you can say educationalist. So multiple roles you are playing, how you're balancing these roles, and also you are following a very good routine as well for yourself, like skincare and good health routine. So as a doctor, what is good routine for a doctor? If any doctor is listening this show, so I want to know from you as a doctor to that doctor, what is a good routine to take care of your health?
okay. First of all, it's not about balancing other things. The most important thing is to balance yourself, right? So it's not about balancing your time. It's not about balancing your different roles. First, you need to balance yourself, your thought process, your time, whatever you want to do. So what is the priority in your life? So they are basic, and another one is the professional. Okay? And these are the two important things. That's what you leave. Now, besides personal and professional, you have something extra to do for yourself and for the society. And that is what I do. I have a perfect balanced family life. I have a perfect professional life, like you already we talked about being a pathologist, being a medical educationalist. We missed about being spokesperson. Spokesperson is someone who gives information of the organization to others. So you have always, you must have noticed there are spokesperson in every organization. So if any news or information about that organization is to be shared outside, then there is a role of spokesperson. So I am that. So I have these 3 different roles in my organization. And besides my personal and professional life, I am passionate about Toastmasters. If you are wondering what is a Toastmaster, then Toastmasters International is an organization where you learn to become a better communicator and a better leader, and you get to network a lot. And then there is Rotary. Rotary is for service to the community. And even as a doctor and as a human being, if you contribute a little bit, whatever you have, your time, energy, money, talent, whatever you have, in any ways, if you can contribute little to the community, then that gives you satisfaction. This is how I do. I keep priority. Maybe for today, my priority would be my personal life, and I'll keep later in the lower list. Maybe tomorrow morning, my priority would be my job as a pathologist. So each day is a new day, and each day has its own objectives in life. So that is how I handle myself. I will not say how I handle my career or my other things. I would rather say that that is how I handle myself. I wake up in the morning and I have my schedule. So, and I work according to the priority that I have each day of my life.
This is very good answer actually, because you have shared how we have to manage ourselves, our priorities, like maintaining our schedule and which priority we have today. We have to follow that. We have to understand that and do that. So about pathology, I have understood a lot of things now. It's like we have to understand this is a very good field. Any student who is pursuing doctor can get excited to know more about it and go in this field to understand more about it, because it is the main field where everyone can do wonders. So my question next is, like, if we talk about pathology and any doctor, if you go to any doctor, sometimes what happen, I have seen like some people who have cancer, okay, especially the diseases which are very severe, and they are not getting good treatment, and maybe at the later stage they are reaching to the doctor. So in that scenario, there is a proper lifestyle they are following. Their parents, their family members are, getting lots of things are going on. So do you know any such organization? Do you know any such, like, you are into society, social work as well? So any as institutes or any doctors who are working behind the scene for these kinds of patients, for cancer patients or patients who have severe troubles, because they do not have money. Some people are from very middle class family or very so as a doctor, what you think about it? Like, doctor is a profession, is a noble profession. So, are there any doctors who are working behind the scene on these kinds of, cases? Hope you understand my question. Like, this
Yes,
is.
I got it. I got it, and I'm trying to think about if there are any organizations or doctors working in this type of things. But what I can tell at this moment is that, yes, definitely cancer is a life threatening and life taking disease, right? People die of cancers. And in the past years also, there had been other diseases like tuberculosis was considered a deathful disease. People used to die of tuberculosis because there was no treatment.
Mhm.
And since there is treatment, now it is not considered that dangerous. But cancer, even though there are available treatments, it is still not enough because of the lifestyle we live, because of the foods we eat, because of various the environment, the pollution. Um, we get new cancers uh, all the time. So previously cancers used to be considered for the elderlies, but there are cancers that happen in children at all age groups, right? So the people, what I can say is that people should go to doctor, like I said earlier. Whenever they find something wrong in their body, they should be visiting a doctor. That is number one. And yes, cancer treatment is very expensive. Some people will not be able to afford it. But I cannot talk about everyone, or I cannot talk about what's happening in India. But definitely there are some organizations which have, treatments available for patients, if not of free cost, but in subsidized rates. That way, people can go and get treated over there. For example, in Nepal, there is an organization in Kathmandu, there is a hospital where blood cancers can be treated in subsidized rates. Okay? That can happen. So all you need to do is you need to go to your nearby hospital and find out whether this kind of organization is there somewhere around or not, because hospitals will have networks, and your treating doctors will definitely direct you to these areas. However, I have no idea if free of cost treatment is done for this kind of patients. So if I have anything in future, if I come to know about these things, then I will let you know so that you can give this information to the audience.
Absolutely. Like it's very important because nowadays what I have seen, like doctor is a very noble profession and wherever field, whatever field. Uh, so it's like it's too much expensive by day that people are even uh, preferring death over treatment, right? So that what happened in the society, that people, if someone say like I am in a in a severe condition, then it is very important. Now
Yeah.
my question here is like, see, is there a doctor committee over there, like,
Sorry, I didn't get it.
yeah, is there any doctor committee, like you have any doctor committee where every doctor sit and talk over these topics?
Well, there are various organizations, various committees uh, discussing on different things. As you have mentioned many times, that doctor is a novel profession, and it is indeed a very noble profession, because we are committed to the well-being of the entire being, right? The human being, because we are human doctors. So we are committed to the betterment of the health of the entire human beings that are present in the planet. However, doctor needs to feed oneself, doctor needs to feed their family.
Right.
Okay, so we also survive on the salaries that is provided to us, and if it's a private hospital or if you own a hospital, then from the earnings of the hospital. I'll not go into much detail about these things, but what I want the non-medical person to understand is that even the doctors have to survive, the doctors have to earn for their family. However, going beyond the limitation is not recommended in any field, not even in doctor's field, but in the medical field. Going beyond the limitation will definitely take you to a point where you'll break down and you will fall into a trap, right? So coming back to your question on committees and organizations, like if you work in an organization, there are various committees for different topics, for different problems to solve, right? If we are talking out of the organization, whether we have a committee amongst certain doctors to discuss these things, then at the present moment, I am not into any such committees, because I work in an organization and I abide by the rules and regulations of the organization. Yes, as a Rotarian, we often uh, hold this medical camps. We go to schools, we go to the community, and we provide certain help camps to the needy ones, and they get treated in the field itself. But if they require to come to the hospital, then they will be advised to come to the hospital, and because hospital will have more facilities than what we can carry over to the field. So if they need to come to the hospital, we will recommend they will come and they will be treated. So that is all what we can do at the moment.
So now, due to time, we have two more questions and then we wrap up. So, second last question is, there are lots of tests, as you mentioned, as a in a pathology. So, what test you recommend? Like these tests, majorly these tests are happen in lab, and you can do so that you know overall your body is good or not.
One important thing that all the non-medical person should be understanding.
Yes.
But you cannot go to a lab and ask for certain tests, right? There is a process. There is a process. And once a year, you have to do your whole body checkup. Okay? You'll have to do your whole body checkup. And for that, the first step would be go and see a general physician. You'll have to go and see a general physician. And you'll have to tell the doctor that you have come for a routine checkup. You don't have any complaints, you don't have any symptoms that's happening in your body, but you just want to have your yearly routine medical checkup. And the doctor will examine you, even if you don't have any symptoms. Don't take it otherwise. Once you go to your doctor, a doctor will have to go through certain medical examination in your body. Okay. This is what, again, non-medical people will have to understand. Well, I went for just the certain test to be done. And why is this doctor, examining me? Is this doctor having certain ill thoughts? So that is what non-medical person will think upon. Right. So you should not be thinking in the other way. The doctor has to do some certain medical examination, physical examination. After that, maybe something that you have not noticed, your doctor will notice in your body. Okay? But that's a routine process. The doctor will do certain examination in your body. After that, the doctor will recommend you the routine test, what you have to undergo. And only do the test that the doctors will recommend you. Okay. So, for example, once a year, you can do your test to find out whether you have diabetes or not. That is blood sugar level. You can do your blood cholesterol level. You can do your normal liver function test, renal function test. You can check your vitamins, the vitamin B12. You can check your thyroid function test. You can check your uric acid. And there are certain tests. You can test your urine examination, your stool examination. So these are routine tests that will be recommended by the doctor you will visit. So do this once, and also do your ultrasound of your body. So that again will be recommended by your general physician. However, just because you want to do your routine body examination, don't ask your doctor to do chest x-ray. Don't ask your doctor to do routine CT examination of your head or your anything, because this will give you radiation, and radiation will harm your body. So radiographic examinations should be done only and only when you require it. When you have to undergo it, you will have to undergo it, but it's not a routine process. So this is what I can tell you for now.
Right. So now, Anju sister, I want to know from you that one message which you want to give to medical and non-medical both. So medical, maybe doctors or in whatever field they are, nutritionists, dietitians, and who are in this field, and non-medical people who are listening and who want to know more how they can take care.
To the non-medical persons, everyone have heard this statement since we have our senses. Prevention is better than cure, right? So please abide by this statement. Prevention is better than cure. Please take care of your body. Like I stated, nature has everything that we need, okay? Therefore, pay attention to the nature, pay attention to your body, do workouts, because 1 hour a day you need to work out, whether it be a brisk work, whether it is jogging, running, whether it is Zen, yoga, anything you prefer, you should have at least 1 hour of intensive workout. You'll have walking does not mean just like, going to the nature and then taking few steps and so on. It should be a brisk walk. Okay. So that is why I use the word intensive. So do your workout once a day, eat healthy foods, cook at your home, eat healthy foods, drink adequate water. I will not say plenty of water. Plenty of water, water if you drink beyond what is needed to your body will be harmful to your body. So drink adequate amount of water. Take care of your inner self. Balance your mind. You and only you can take care of your mind and your body. But even after doing all of these things, if you notice something wrong going with your body, if you notice unusual feelings that's happening in your body and in your mind, because mental health is equally important as your physical health. Therefore, anything abnormal going in your body, if you sense anything, please go and see a doctor. You can use your home remedies, but still see a doctor. Now, for my medical doctors, we all know that we are the army personnel to take care of the health of the general beings, human beings, right? We all are doing our job well, so be proud of ourselves. And in today's world of medicine, we need to respect each other's field. Okay? As a physician, please respect the lab doctors. Lab doctors, please respect the clinicians' requisition. Okay? So let's have a good interdepartmental and intradepartmental relationship. Respect and good communication helps solve all the matters. And this is how we can help our patients. So let's be respectful to each other. Let's communicate adequately with each other, and let's help all the souls, all the needy souls out there. This is all I can say.
Wonderful. It's like everyone needs to be collaborative. We're a universal family, and a wonderful message you have given to everyone, medical with the non-medical. And thank you so much, Dr. Anju, for being here with us. And in this is why it is a very important topic, and you have covered it so well. And we have learned a lot on this topic, and it's like a journey. We are learning, learning about more about pathology. And I think people out there now become more curious about this field and looking forward to know more. Thank you so much, and we're looking forward for more such sessions. And thank you everyone for watching this podcast series. And we're coming up with new topic in the next episode.